Hello, lovelies. All right, I am here today to talk to you about the connection that I see between impulsivity and guilt. This came up in our Maintainers monthly webinar, and our lovely moderator, Chris, said, hey, I think this would be a great topic to cover for a video. So I am here talking about how I kind of see these things going hand in hand and why they happen. So usually most people have a plan of what they want to do for the day, a plan with their eating or a plan for their activities. And then through the course of the day, your lower brain comes in and makes a suggestion for you to do something different. So all of a sudden there's, chocolates left in the break room and you didn't have chocolates on your original plan, but you grab one and you put it in your mouth, right? So you do this impulsive action with food. And then your brain comes in a few minutes later and kind of gets on you like, oh my gosh, that wasn't part of your plan. You shouldn't have eaten that. Why do you keep doing these things that go against your goals? And it hits you with a high charge, situation of guilt. And what I saw for myself is that it was better for me to learn to stop doing things impulsively because I got tired of always feeling this high level of guilt about everything I did. Typically, everything you do in a day that comes about impulsively is usually lower brain driven. It's because in the moment it would feel good. In the moment you are stressed, in the moment you are tired, in the moment you feel a sense of frustration, whatever the thing is, and it wants you to feel better. So it encourages you to do the very thing it's going to suggest that you feel guilty for later. And what I kind of saw was that it only mattered in this 5 minutes. Eating that chocolate, eating the donut, eating the whatever only felt important right now. If I got distracted by something like a work project or I got an emergency email or phone call I had to deal with, I would lose sight of whatever felt urgent in that moment. That impulsive decision fell away because I got distracted. My thought got distracted, right? And so what I see is that when we do things impulsively, it always ends up in this feeling of guilt, remorse, shame. So I kind of started making a deal with myself. Every time something impulsively showed up, I would just say, hey, can I wait 10 minutes? Go do something else. It could be anything else. But typically I like to find things that kind of take my true attention, like not watching TV, but maybe working on a puzzle or maybe filling out my budgetary spreadsheet where I'm kind of engrossed in doing something. And that's super helpful. And then what I notice is in the course of that 10 minutes, I have forgotten about the impulsive thing that felt so urgent before. But when we all kind of struggle with the sense of feeling guilt, it's not because of what you ate, it's because you had a plan. Your higher level brain made this plan, and then your lower brain came in and suggested impulsively you make a change to the plan. You did it, but then that same lower brain comes in now and says, well, wait a minute, that's going against our bigger arching overall plan of what we're trying to do. And then often for people, this impulsivity, this guilt, leads to a downward spiral of just more and more not great decisions. Because then you're riddled with guilt. And you're like, oh, I can't believe I did that again. Well, I did mess up my plan for today. So I guess I'll just eat what I want, or I guess I'll continue to eat these chocolates because tomorrow I'll do a better job. And what I'm trying to point out with this video is one, the connection between impulsivity and the guilt, but two, for you to understand where all that's coming from. If you can say, oh, hey, that's my lower brain trying to make me feel guilty for an impulsive decision that it helped me make in the moment, and I don't have to take that seriously. I can say, you know what? I gave into impulsivity. I hear it trying to make me feel guilt for that and create a story around it, but I don't have to believe it. And I most definitely don't have to now consciously make a decision to continue to cause myself problems because of this one thing. The other thing that's super helpful, and just try it for a couple days, write out a complete food plan. Write down, that's why I have the paper pencil journal videos if you want to go check them out, but write down a whole day's worth of food, including treats, including the things you enjoy eating, even though you think it's not helping you get to your goals. Write it down. When you tell yourself, hey, tomorrow I can have those chocolates, and you actually put them on the plan, guilt can't exist when it's planned. Only when it happens impulsively. When it's planned, it's weird because it's all higher brain decisions. Then you look at the whole thing differently. So you might put your breakfast, lunch, dinner, and you might have 4 chocolates because that's what you ate yesterday. Well, when you're looking at that 4 planned pieces of chocolate, you're gonna think about it differently if and when you eat it, or if you choose not to eat it. So I just want to encourage you to start to see this connection between impulsivity and guilt, and know that they go hand in hand. The more you can be in this moment, following whatever plan you wrote, but tomorrow, writing a completely different plan based on what you desire today, you will start to see some massive success in this realm. All right, guys, I hope this helps. If you like this content, please share it, give it to other people. That would be helpful. And also, if you want to hear more of my stuff, you can always go to halfsizeme.com, listen to the podcast. If you would like to get more podcast shows, we have the podcast premium, halfsizeme.com/fan, and you get a ton of content there. All right, I'll talk to you soon.